have 135 roughly Civil War flags, and they're 150 years old. So they've deteriorated with age just because of the materials that they were made from and the conditions they were previously stored under. So what we are doing, now that they're all off exhibit from the Capitol, where they were furled for roughly 80 years, we are either furling them here, depending on their condition, or laying them flat in drawers as space is necessary or allows. We assess their condition, and then we send them off to a preservationist in West Virginia. Furling is when they're wrapped around their original pole. Any flag can be furled, as opposed to rolled, which is one way we store flags today. You roll them with tissue paper. The flags were netted in the 1930s by the WPA, the Works Progress Administration. They put women to work sewing netting onto the flags with the linen backing, and this was thought that it would be the state-of-the-art preservation technique and it would keep the flags forever. What it actually did was the stitches interacted wrong with the silk that the flags were made of and started to shred them. That's bad. The only good thing was that it kept all the pieces together, so that today we do have the majority of the flags to put back together. The flags that were not netted shredded anyway, and the pieces were lost in most cases. So we take them out to the conservator. They remove that 1930s netting by hand, cutting every individual stitch, and then they vacuum the flag. They put any pieces that have floated around back into place. It's very important to know that they do not recreate any of the missing pieces. We're not trying to recreate history. The flags and the condition they're in are part of the history itself. So once they have all the pieces together, they layer the flag in between material called stable text, and this material that they use today is inert. It's not going to interact with the silk of the flags in any way to cause damage. They don't sew through the flag, they sew around the pieces. And this is good because if in 20 years there's a better conservation technique, this is 100% reversible and we can go back and do that new technique. So after it's done in stable text, and they do try to match the colors behind it just so it does not stick out like a sore thumb. And then the final step nowadays is to frame them. This allows for better storage, easier handling, and exhibition. Well, these flags are 150 years old, so they are disintegrating just because of age, but to preserve them means that we're saving a tangible link to that event. People can come, see them for themselves, hear the stories of the people who carried them, and it makes it real to them, more so than reading it in a book. And once they're gone, they're gone. You can't get them back, so it's better to do it now than to wait and wish we had them.